everyone and welcome back to a brand new video.
Hello!
So if it's your first time watching because you are heading to Disneyland Paris for the first time, my name is Helena.
And I'm Martyn.
It doesn't speak like that all the time. And today we're going to go through our first timer Disneyland Paris tips.
Yes.
So these are tips that they're the first tips that we thought of. We have 15 of them. And we've been to Disneyland Paris quite a lot. We're Disneyland Paris annual pass holders. We have so many vlogs on the channel if you want to check them out. But we have been to Disneyland Paris a fair few times now.
Yeah.
So we've thought it would be good to share our tips if it's your first time going ever.
Yeah, we absolutely love Disneyland Paris. And so yeah, these are the first things that came to mind.
Yes. Also, for people that are returning, you will notice that we've changed up our background. We did our gallery wall
Yes.
the other week, so we thought this might be a nicer setting for our sit-down videos. We just feel like it feels a little bit cozier.
A little bit more cozy.
Yeah.
And then we've even got some Disney prints in the background, which is good. We've got Disneyland Paris Castle,
Yes.
Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, you got that wrong in the Disney quiz. But before we get started, we picked 2 Disneyland Paris mugs for the occasion. So this is the 30th mug.
And then I got the old Ratatouille one.
So we are in full Disneyland Paris mode. Right, let's
And
get started.
Even my t-shirt, which
Oh,
is one of the
yeah.
ones that came out to represent the anniversary of it opening.
So, tip number 1. This is to book for at least 2 days if possible. I have quite a lot of people message me asking whether I think 1 day is enough. And in all honesty, I just don't think it is anymore. Maybe back in the day, you'd be able to do most things in 1 day, but Disneyland Paris has expanded and it's just going to keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
And I really don't think 1 day is enough to do both parks. So if possible, definitely book for 2 days so that you can experience both parks and get as much done as you can.
Take it all in, because now there's lots of different shows. There's lots of different lands now,
Yeah.
with Avengers Campus being added. And yeah, there's just so much going on that I think if you really want to see as much as
Fully
possible,
experience
then
it.
yeah, I think at least 2 days.
So then once you start booking your tickets, looking online, you can look at the Disneyland Paris official website. Also, there's sites such as Magic Breaks. You can also book it all yourself. So you could maybe book the hotel from Expedia and then you can book the ticket separately. And this brings us on to point number 2. Definitely 100% book your park tickets in advance. Don't buy them on the door. You will pay so much more money. The price difference is crazy.
They can be expensive.
Yeah, so always book in advance. There's so many sites where you can book the tickets in advance. If you book through Disney or if you book through Magic Breaks and you buy a package, normally the tickets are included in that package. But yeah, just make sure you buy them in advance because you'll be paying hundreds of pounds if you buy them on the door. And also there's no guarantee that they will have tickets as well.
Yeah, good point.
So always buy in advance.
So number 3 is to do with the park tickets, and it's to do with the reservation system that they've got in place. And I get questions about whether or not you need to use the reservation system in order to get into the park. So I made sure I double checked on the website, and it says that if you have a non-dated ticket, then you have to use the reservation system in order to get your park days, and that's the same one that annual pass holders use as well. But if you have dated tickets, then you don't have to worry about using that reservation system.
Yes, but make sure you do reserve, whether it be through booking your tickets in advance or if you have a non-dated ticket, reserving, just because you never know how busy it's going to be on the day. And the worst thing in the world would be to turn up and not be able to get in.
Yeah, and what you can do in advance as well is there's a calendar on the website. So if you are using the reservation system, there's a calendar and it'll show you sort of how busy they are and
Yes.
if there's tickets.
So tip number 4, this is when you're thinking about when to book. Obviously, it is a lot quieter during term time, but we know that's not a possibility for everyone. But if you can, book during term time and try not to go on the weekends if possible. And also, as well as checking the UK school holidays, also check other European holidays. So France, Spain, Italy, all those countries where guests are going to be coming to Disneyland Paris. double check their holidays because they can be different to the UK ones. And then you turn up and you think, but it's not a holiday. And it is for all these other countries.
Yes.
So just double check a few of them if it being quiet is important to you.
So number 5 is to do with the planning as well, and it's to check which rides are going to be closed and which shows aren't going to be on, because the last thing you want is you've spent the money to go, there's something that you really want to go on, but when you get there, it's actually closed for refurbishment.
Yes.
So there is actually a way that there's a couple of ways that you can check which rides and shows are not on. So I found a website that's called dlptips.com, which if you just type in basically into Google ride closures Disneyland Paris, it'll come up. So if you click on there, and they have like them just listed and the months, and then you can also go onto the app or the Disneyland Paris website. Will include like a little bit of footage from Helena's phone of how you can access through the app. And then, it'll just tell you what's closed at certain times.
Yeah, we found that, this is in regards to the shows, normally the week or so in between each festival, there's not as many shows on. So if you go during the Christmas festival, you'll have all of the Christmas entertainment. But then there'll be a week where they're sort of changing it back over and the shows won't be on. So if the shows are really important to you, always double check that they are going to be on when you're there. So tip number 6, this is all about restaurants. Definitely book your restaurants in advance. And if you can, try and book them on the day that the reservations become available, just because they go so fast for the popular ones. And some of the restaurants are actually quite small. So if you want to eat somewhere like Walt's, that's a very small restaurant.
Yeah.
So reservations do go quickly, and the worst thing would be you turn up at the restaurant that you want to eat at and they just don't have room. So always try and book in advance. You can book on the Disneyland Paris app, and you can also book online as well. And I think you can ring up too.
What I would advise as well is if you don't get like the restaurant that you're really after, then just keep checking.
Yeah.
Just keep going onto the app and searching, because you never know, one of them might come up. Because where was it that we went where people are saying, oh, it's been really hard to book
Plaza
that.
Gardens,
Yeah,
the character breakfast.
And we managed to get it like 2 days before we were going. So yeah, keep checking.
So number 7, so you're all booked, you're all ready to go, and this is a tip which I give to most people when they ask me what's my number 1 tip, and that is to always have a rough plan. It doesn't have to be a plan that you stick to, but it can be very overwhelming when it's your first time in a Disney park. Even Disneyland Paris, even though it's smaller than the American parks, there's still so much to do, and sometimes it can get overwhelming when you first walk in and you think, oh, I don't even know where to start. So if you have a little rough plan, the rides you want to get done, the shows you want to watch, the snacks you want to eat, what time you want to go over to Walt Disney Studios, just kind of a rough plan so that when you walk in, you don't waste time with whoever you're with, sort of discussing what you're going to do.
I think something that's really helped us is actually doing our little bucket lists.
Yes.
Before we go. So bucket list things of what we want to get done. And then so we've got a rough idea of what we want to complete on that trip.
Yeah, and if things change, if suddenly you're walking past and you see Winnie the Pooh and there's only 3 people waiting, then of course you can go join that queue. You don't have to stick to your plan.
It had to be Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, but I just think Disney is always better with a slight plan. I just think there's just so much to like see and do.
Yeah, I think the first ever time I walked into any Disney park, I got very overwhelmed very quickly. And I think that's because we hadn't done really any planning on that first one.
No, we hadn't.
So number 8 is something that not everyone will want to do, because I know that people like to keep the element of surprise. But I think it can be helpful in some ways, is to watch vlogs or read blogs on different people's experiences. And maybe in the vlogs, if you want to really avoid like shows and ride footage, then just maybe skip over those bits. But I think they're just really helpful because you pick up all these little hidden gems.
Yeah, that you probably wouldn't know about if it was your first time. And I've had quite a few people message me. They went to Disneyland Paris for the first time and they said, your vlogs really helped. I would never have known that was there, or I would never have known to do this. And I just think there is a wealth of information on YouTube, on blogs, on probably TikTok and Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And I just think you can learn quite a lot before you go. So
we're always picking up new things.
Yeah. So tip number 9 is to download the official Disneyland Paris app. There is so much on there that comes in handy when you're in the parks. You can book your restaurants, of course.
Yeah.
And there's a big map as well, so you can see where everything is. They have the wait times, they have the show times. Also, if stuff goes down, normally they put a little bulletin on the app as well, letting you know. And yeah, it's just a really handy thing to have with you in the parks.
Number 10, so this is just a bit about some things to take with you. So the worst thing is if you get there and you try to take loads of different photos, or you want to do some videos and your phone runs out. Or you're trying to utilise the app as well, and your phone runs out. So we just advise taking along a little portable charger.
This is really handy because also you leave the hotel maybe at like 7 in the morning, and sometimes you don't get back to the hotel till 11 o'clock at night.
If you're having an all day, and it's the long opening hours,
And I don't know about you, but my phone runs out really quick. So having that portable charger just takes that stress away of your phone running out.
Yeah.
Number 11 is to pack your own water bottle. This has saved us so much money. They have water fountains set out around the park. Sometimes they don't work, but there is always one that seems to work. And it is the one by, what's it called?
It's in the arcade, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the arcade if you walk into Disney on the left.
Is it the one where the Statue of Liberty is?
Yes.
Yes.
But they all tend to work, but if they don't, head to that one. But yeah, it just means you can fill up your water bottle, you can have a drink around the park without having to spend money buying bottled water.
Number 12. Wear comfortable shoes.
This is a top tip. Never ever wear new shoes. I know it's really tempting because you want like a whole new outfit for your trip, but never ever wear brand new shoes. It's just you do so much walking.
So much walking. I mean, you're gonna do around 20 to 25,000 maybe. I mean, you might not. It might just be us trying to get everything in. But
no,
you're going to do a lot of steps.
I hear people that do even more than that.
So yeah, don't have shoes that are going to like wear away at your heel. I've had that before, and you've had that before as well, haven't you?
That.
Where we've had to have the plasters on.
Yeah, and I think if you can, when you're packing, pack 2 different pairs of shoes, just in case one rubs, you have one to wear. And also, sometimes it's good to switch up what shoes you wear to avoid blisters.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do a lot of walking, so your trusty, comfy trainers will be your best friend. So tip number 13, I think if it's your first time, I would recommend getting to the parks as early as possible. If you are staying at a Disney hotel, you should have extra magic hour or half an hour extra magic time where you can enter the parks before everyone else. But if not, still get there for opening. Normally there'll be a little queue or a long queue, depending how busy it is, to get in. And it just means that you can head to your must-do attractions first thing in the morning. And normally the queue is a little bit shorter than it is during the day. But have a little idea of what must-do attractions you want to get done and try and get them done as early as possible. Then it just takes the stress out of thinking, oh, I haven't done Big Thunder and that's something I really want to do.
Yeah.
Don't leave that till the last minute. Try and get it done straight away.
Like on your big trip you did with your friends.
Yeah.
It's like if you hadn't got there early, you wouldn't have done Crusher's Coaster.
Yeah, Crusher's Coaster was so long all day. And we got there for park opening and I think we ended up queuing about half an hour or 45 minutes, but it was way over 2 hours
normally
the rest of the day. So we wouldn't have got that done had we not got there really early.
Just a little note on that, we're not really mentioning Premier Access, is that what it's called?
Yes.
At Disneyland Paris, where like you could pay to go on the rides, and that's because we've never really found ourselves in the need to use it.
No.
So that's not why we're not mentioning it.
Yeah, that is available, and if it is your first time and you have limit time in the parks, then it might be worth it. It all depends on your personal circumstance, but I do believe that you can have a really good day without it.
Number 14, so I think this is a really good one. This is to mobile order your food, and this just saves you a lot of time because you don't have to queue up. There might be a little queue with the mobile order, but it's going to be a lot less than like the standard queue to grab food. So on the app, it'll tell you exactly which restaurants, quick service restaurants, do mobile order, and then you could just pay using your card.
This is a really good tip because I think quite a lot of people don't realise that you can actually mobile order on the app, especially if it's your first time, because it's not advertised a lot.
They've opened it up to a couple more restaurants as well. So like it's Casey's Corner, restaurant on Khalees, Hakuna Matata. There's another one in Frontierland. So they've opened it up to a few.
Quite a lot of quick service, and it has saved us, I want to say, like hours. Especially in Cafe Hyperion, because those queues can get long.
Yeah.
And it has saved us a lot of time. And then we've reached number 15. So I get asked, like, it's my first time, what is a must do? And apart from the amazing rides, I think if it's your first time ever in a Disney park, there are two things that are just pure Disney magic. And the first one is the Disney Parade. So at the moment it's called Disney Stars on Parade at Disneyland Paris. And I just think this is a must do. You just see all of your favourite characters. They have amazing floats, the music, the atmosphere. I just think it truly is just Disney magic.
Yeah, it's very magical. And then also to see the fireworks. Now, it was Illuminations, but is it Disney Dreams at the moment?
It's changing to Disney Dreams. No, I think it's still Illuminations, and then it's changing to Disney Dreams. Or maybe it is Disney Dreams already. Let us know.
Not sure. But Disney Dreams, it just finished. It was in that period just before we started going.
Yeah.
So we've never seen it. We've never seen Disney Dreams.
No, so we're really excited this year when we visit to watch it. And I think it's really exciting when there's we've seen Illuminations and we love it. But it has been there for quite a few years now. So
I'm not sure how long this is going to be on for.
Yeah.
But I think they decided to do it because it was a popular one.
But very exciting. But yeah, so the two must-dos are the Disney Parade and then to watch the fireworks to finish your day in the parks. I just think if it's your first time, the fireworks, again, are just pure Disney magic. And they just make you leave with that, like, fuzzy feeling. I just love it. So that is it. That is our Disneyland Paris tips for first timers. As always, if you have been to Disneyland Paris a lot and you have some more tips, pop them in the comments because people can have a read of them and share. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing, amazing time if you go to Disneyland Paris for the first time. And let us know on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I love hearing about all different experiences.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching and we will see you in our next video.
Yes, if you've liked this video, hit the like button and also subscribe. Hit the bell button so you're notified each time we upload. And we will see you later.
See you soon. Bye.
Toodle Pipski.
I'll be your light.